Hello guys. Today we'll be looking at top 5 most dangerous fashion and beauty trends in history. The term fashion victim, that has been used in the recent past, suggests that the fashion industry is responsible for forming our lives and our views based on what's in style. However, people in the previous centuries were much more controlled by fashion than we are today. When something was trending, they were obligated to wear it, especially if they were at a certain social status. This means that they followed trends and cultural practices that were not only uncomfortable, but also dangerous for their well-being. We would like to show you some of the most horrific and dangerous beauty and fashion trends that people used to practice. Number 5. Radioactive Cosmetics. In 1898, Marie and Pierre Curie made path-breaking discoveries with radioactive isotopes, and the world was just beginning to understand this new scientific wonder. By the early 1900s, without quite understanding the more harmful effects of such substances, products with acclaimed radioactive properties were commercially sold to make fantastic transformations to your looks. They began flying off the shelves with cosmetic lines like the Radia and Radier. Radium was a popular ingredient in many of the products, including toothpaste to make your teeth brighter and hair products to make your hair do glow in the dark. When the harmful and cancerous effects of these substances were proven beyond a doubt decades later, these lethal products were taken off the shelves. Number 4. Sheilas green dress. Colorful clothing in the past was incredibly hard to achieve. As soon as a new color came on the market, people would jump to use it. In 1775, Carl Scheele invented a vibrant new green pigment that was superior in almost every way to old green dyes. The only drawback was that it was synthesized with arsenic. Arsenic toxicity was poorly understood, and so Sheila's green ended up in wallpaper, paints, and dresses. Doctors quickly noticed that the cases of cancer were on the rise and many women were dying young. The common denominator between all the women was their love for Paris green dresses. The arsenic used to dye the dresses would be slowly released into the skin of the wearer. This would cause diarrhea, skin sores, headaches, and cancer, which would ultimately lead to death. Number 3. High and tight collar. The high and tight collar was popular amongst the 19th century high society. This was a trend for the fashionable men. The high and tight collar was also known as the father killer, as it was a fitted collar that often cut off blood supply to the brain. It was particularly dangerous to men who would drink while wearing the collar, as most men would suffer from asphyxia while passed out from the alcohol. The deadly collar should have ideally come with a do not wear and drink warning. This may have reduced the number of high and tight collar deaths in the 19th century. Number 2. Corsets. In 1903, Mary Halliday's autopsy revealed that she had 2 pieces of corset steel in her heart. As strange as this may sound, she was not the only woman to fall victim to this extreme fashion trend that dominated the Victorian era. Corsets were an essential undergarment for the Victorian woman. Women who dared not to wear them were considered loose and scandalous. However, this fashion trend did lead to many women becoming fashion victims in the literal sense. Corsets were laced so tight that they caused constipation, indigestion, internal bleeding, and fainting from the pressure placed upon the lungs. In the worst-case scenario, the complications that resulted from wearing a corset led to death. Number 1. Crinoline dress. The greatest loss of life in a single building fire can be traced almost entirely to the fashion for crinolines. Crinolines were huge hooped skirts made from steel, wood and fabric that became fashionable in the 1850s. At their largest, the crinolines could have a circumference of 6 yards. This vast mass of fabric was unwieldy and prone to straying into open fireplaces. This would lead to many individual tragedies. There were also cases of them being caught in high winds and sweeping women to their deaths. But it is the fire at the Church of the Company in Chile that showed the true fatal potential of the crinoline. When a fire broke out in the packed church, the exits became blocked with walls of human bodies made stuck by the crinoline hoops. Between 2,000 to 3,000 people died, probably the largest number of people to die in an accidental fire in any one building in the world. And that's it for today, guys. We would like to know, which one of the above fashion and beauty trends do you think was the most deadliest? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you for spending some time with us, and make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video from us.